And welcome to the Guide Review. I'm Yo, that's Will, and we're here to review the Xbox Live Arcade game From Dust. Interesting title, and it's an interesting game.
Well, yeah, the title makes sense because most of the time you are just a ball of dust moving around the screen.
Yeah, you really are. From Dust is it's a real-time strategy / God game, i.e. God game in that you have power over the world that you work in. You move water and land and create mountains or rivers, or you manipulate the environment to help out this group of tribesmen.
Yeah, the basic principle is every level the tribesmen have to get from one destination to the other, and you've got to help them on their way. You've got to, by scooping up sand and building land bridges or keeping them safe from natural disasters.
Like tsunamis or volcanoes. I mean, it's a really interesting setup, and just the basic game mechanics, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought that the challenge of this particular type of strategy game was really enjoyable.
Yeah, I did too, and not to down talk it at all, but it kind of reminded me of some kind of New Age Lemmings almost, because you got these people, they're just on their way, and it's up to you to get them there
safely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll just run right off and get themselves killed. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and it can be pretty challenging too, because some of the events that you have to do are time based, where you have to try and get something done before a tsunami comes in and wipes out the village and takes out all your villagers, which is really sad because they're like, help us.
Yeah, and sometimes it is a little difficult to find the proper places to travel.
Yeah.
You kind of have to hunt around the maps for a little while.
You know what's fun about it is the physics are amazing. I mean, the way the water interacts with land and whatnot is very realistic. It reminded me, if anyone has ever been a kid, which most of you probably have. Which most of you probably have. Okay, that wasn't a good way to start. Remember when you were a kid and you'd see that trickle of water running down your street out in front of your house, and you'd like try and build like a little dam and watch the water build up and go around it, and you like keep doing that stuff. That's what this whole game is like. That's what it reminded me of when I was a kid. Now the game's premise is very interesting, because these villagers are in this unknown land. They used to have powers over the elements, and now they're trying to rediscover those powers. And the very beginning of it, they have to call into existence the breath, which is what you play as. Yes. You play as the breath, which is this creative deity entity of some sort. And the thing that I kept coming back to as I was watching this take place, as I kept thinking, how interesting. Here we have a game where man basically creates God.
Right.
That's what they do. They bring God into existence so that God can serve them and help their interests. And it just got me thinking, like, how reverse that is of what the Bible teaches.
Completely backwards.
Man did not create God from dust. Man was created from dust by God. Man didn't create God to serve our interests. God created us to serve His interests.
Yeah, and it's a pretty fair example of how man gets this misconception in their minds, like with creating idols of all kinds, really.
It brings up some very interesting discussion points. As I played through it, there are some other things that came up. I was like, that is really interesting how they phrase some things in this game, discussing basically the divine and its interaction with mankind. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited to play through the whole game, because I want to see more of that and see how much more they bring out from that element.
Yeah, I'd like to see if it further develops on itself, or if this is all that the game's going to be.
Right, if it just starts off that and then they don't explore it anymore, so it'd be interesting. Anyway, From Dust, it's available on Xbox Live Arcade. We've only played the trial version, so we haven't gone through it. There's 13 levels and lots of challenges, and interesting purchase. Do you think, though, after playing the trial version, it's worth the $15 that it costs to get it off Xbox Live Arcade?
I feel that $15 is a fair price for it, because it is obviously an arcade game. It's something that's not going to really get too involved like a typical game, and yeah, that's a good price. $15 next to $60 for a new game.
It definitely has lots of potential. It has a lot of interesting challenges that you can explore. Watching just how the natural elements interact, water, lava, sand, all that type of stuff is really cool. I like the strategy to it. I think $15 is a little steep, but not outrageously so. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. If you want to read more about From Dust, you can always do so at our website,
GameAndMovieGuide.com, and also we always continue our Facebook conversations. Visit us, facebook.com/GameAndMovieGuide.